Well, good morning. It's the 21st of May, and this video is for my friend Beth's father, who's in the hospital. He's 70 years old, and he's in pain. Um, and I guess I've had way too much to do with hospitals and suffering and all that kind of stuff throughout my life and my parents' life. Um, so I want you to know that your daughter is an amazing person, so you must be a good man. She helps me a lot. Her physical therapy and her healing skills are enormous, and I've known her for over 3 years now, and she helps me a lot. And I've got a stint, and I've had heart attacks and strokes and heart failure, all kinds of stuff. And I know you're going to get through this. And you've got to know you're going to get through it, and I think you do. But I have a suspicion, just because you're in pain and because she's worried about you, that you're kind of embarrassed about suffering. And you don't like suffering in yourself and other people, and maybe you even think that anybody who suffers publicly uh, is weak. And I used to have that, and I didn't like being dependent on anybody. And I've had to learn that God, the older you get, the more dependent you are on people, and you got to be gracious about it and thankful, and you've got to return the energy with acknowledgement and hey, thanks, and you're really helping me, and you've got to keep up a positive attitude, even if you don't feel like it. You fake it. You fake it that, yep, this is great, I'm in pain, but you got to acknowledge, like, yeah, I'm in pain, it hurts. And I'm staying still and I'm relaxing everything I can. And that's one of the secrets. If an animal gets hurt, what does it do? Or if it's sick, what does it do? Well, it lies down and it gets really quiet and it stops moving around and it calms down its mind. And any way it can. I mean, if you've got to take painkillers, take them, but make sure you take those stool softeners, because if you get constipated, that makes everything tense. And your job is to go inside and relax as much and as everything as you can. And one of the things you can do, I think you're in Kaiser, is go to their guided imagery site. I did this, and they've got guided imagery to help with pain, and guided imagery to speed up healing. And the woman who does it is really good at it. I do it as well, guided imagery, and you just kind of. And the other big thing that's been so healing for me, and maybe none of this is going to work for you, but maybe it will, and I hope it does. The other thing is Netflix therapy, I call it. I watch a lot of movies. And I like to watch old movies that I've already seen because I know what the end is. There's no surprises coming. And I know, oh yeah, there's this scene coming with so-and-so. And I also watch movies that I saw as a kid and that I liked as a kid. And that reminds me of me being a kid and, being 9 years old and feeling pretty optimistic, I guess. Um, and and the other thing is just know you're going to heal. That's really important, and that everything that's happened is perfect. And then just get back and let your soul and let your friends and your doctors and everything just make sure you're okay. And be nice to them. And ask. Here's another trick that I found really helpful. Figure out how to make everybody that comes in your room laugh. And be curious about their lives. You know, ask them all, like, hey, how's it going, and how's the home life, and thanks for being on the front lines. Like, that's a scary job these guys have got, from doctors to hospital administrators to people who sweep the floor and cook the food and change your diapers, or if you're into diapers. They're all really brave. Like, holy cow. And they appreciate it when we acknowledge it. I guess that's it. And if you want to give me a phone call, Beth's got my phone number. I'd love to talk with you if I can be of any help to you. And something that I have found really helps is making these videos. This scarf is like my Mr. Rogers scarf, like, remember Mr. Rogers, and he puts on his cardigan and he says, oh, hi. Well, this helps me remember that I'm an old man. I'm 82, and I have two websites. One of them's on YouTube, and the other's on something called Patreon. And I encourage you to start making these videos, even if you think you got nothing to say. But just tell people how the hell you stayed alive till you're in your 70s. And like, what turns your crank? Doesn't matter, but just say, hey, these are the kinds of things that help me, because we got to help one another. And I hope this has helped you, and it's been a real pleasure being with you. Enjoy yourself as much as you can. Okay, bye.